where is it, you know? But like if there's anything else, like he doesn't talk to me about competition stuff because he's just kind of
He doesn't get it or doesn't understand it.
He's just like, yeah, he's just like, but how's business? Like, you know, how's retention? How many students have you like? I'm like, oh, okay,
That's
cool.
a good influence.
Yeah, you know, and I always validate him like, hey, like, you know, if it wasn't for you and your business mindset, I wouldn't be able to do this, and I really appreciate you. Thank you, and like, I think that's like our full circle thing again, so it's good. But
Nice.
yeah, it was great.
Nice, cool. I remember when I was younger, after I had moved back from Brazil, like my parents or my mom and just my family members, they're educators. And so we're at these educational, I would go to some events and be like, oh yeah, this jiu-jitsu stuff is nice. You know, it's good for the girls and this and that, but it's hard to make a living from it. And I kind of wanted to prove them wrong. I'm like, well, I would have done a 9-to-5 job and then still done it after because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
But luckily I was able to find a way, but I also was like, I'm gonna show you.
I gotta show you, yeah.
I'm gonna
you
show
know,
you.
like not only like with my words, but my actions, right?
Yeah.
And like to a degree, like you're an educator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
for
like,
sure. 100%.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know.
We're total educators.
Exactly, you know. So it's
we're
kind
total
of like,
educators. 1,000%.
I would say the amount of influence that a jiu-jitsu instructor has is, I couldn't know. I don't want to be rude and be like absolute, but like I've had teachers like throughout grade schools and high schools that didn't nearly have the impact that like my jiu-jitsu instructors have, because the connection that people pay to do jiu-jitsu, so it's different kind of goal set and orient. Like some days we're therapists, some days we're psychologists, some days we're doctors, some days we're jiu-jitsu, you know. So like to be that kind of educator is huge. And I try something that you can definitely relate to with your family because they're educators too, but it's like it's a super, super amazing blessing opportunity to have, you know, and like I think it's the best job in the world.
Yeah, truly. The jiu-jitsu special, you know, just the human connection on all kinds of levels with the touch and everything that we have.
100%, you know. It's like I don't even.
It's different.
I don't even know how world exists without it, you know. So
it's different.
It's crazy to see how people are like not drawn to jiu-jitsu as much because we haven't what's the word I'm looking? We haven't educated them enough for them to be like, oh, okay, I see what the potential is. That's why it's so raw. But like, man, you see people you have in your academy today. There was literally no stripe white belts to black belt, and everybody's sharing the mat together. Man, women, child, big, small, any color, any race, any type of goal set. You know, like if I go to high school, it's not like that. You know, so like it's just amazing what jiu-jitsu is. It really is.
Doctors and you have janitors all on the same mat. Like nobody's better than anybody.
None.
I mean, it all comes down to like what's inside of you, right?
Yeah. And I think that's why it's so beautiful because the connection that you have, you know, and the people that can't connect at some point in time.
You only have your humanity.
Yeah, you know, it's
your
crazy.
heart and soul, and
that's why, like, I always try.
Who
to
you
tell
really
my dad,
are.
Yeah, I always try to tell my dad,
essence.
like, man, you don't understand. Like, I choke people like you for a living, you know, and he's just kind of like, what, you know, like, but like, man, it's so pure. Like, that's why I think that's what's fascinating about it is that you literally the competition stuff is whatever, but like the mat stuff that takes place during a class is just it's just mind blowing. To actually see it happen with someone else, you know, and like that's like kind of like that reward, I guess, to a degree, you know. But like
you see people change forever.
Oh, man, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I just see
little kids to you know.
Yeah, watching who's your brown belt that taught the kids class today? The Australian guy?
Australia, Dan.
Yeah. And he's literally like I'm watching him and like interact with the kids, and like you can see the kids internally being molded and growing and becoming human beings that we think are good examples, you know, and like. That no one ever did that for me in school, you know. So like, it's great to see jiu-jitsu's doing it, like you know, like, and that's why I think it's, as I said, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's huge.
Yeah, for sure. We had, you know, we live here in Burbank, the media capital, and Hollywood, and everything's right here. We had Vin Diesel here one time for like a week. They were shooting like the fighting scene of between him and Jason Statham, like Fast and Furious 7.
Okay, got it.
So they just happened to be here for like the whole week.
Nice.
And, you know, the mom's like, is that Vin Diesel? You know?
Yes, it is.
And, of course, he, you know, Vin Diesel, he's like a great guy, you know. And he went up and talked to the kids.
Nice. And
made a speech. And he's like, this is the most, I wish my parents would have put me into martial arts. And luckily, when I was older, I got to, you know, to do it. But he thinks this is the most important class you're ever going to take.